Hi, I'm Constance Jones. It is Wednesday, April 7th, and you're watching The 6 on NBC6. Broward County commissioners voted Tuesday to ease some of the county's COVID-19 restrictions as more people are getting vaccinated. Now, phase one, which was passed last night, would lift social distancing restrictions at restaurants, hotels, outdoor establishments, and non-professional sporting functions. This would go into effect if 50% of the county is vaccinated and the positivity rate is at or lower than 5%.
I have no question that we will be at these numbers very quickly.
Now, phase two will lift social distancing restrictions at gyms, indoor amusement parks, also movie theaters and community centers. This will happen if 60% of the population is vaccinated and the positivity rate is lower than 4%. Now, phase three would end mask wearing and 65% with a positivity rate at 3%. Commissioners will meet again in another 2 weeks to discuss phases 2 and 3. Well, the city of Hialeah Gardens and Miami-Dade County are offering free Pfizer vaccines. The event's happening right now at the Westland Gardens Park Banquet Facility that's located on Northwest 107th Avenue. They'll be given out until all the shots are gone. And Governor Ron DeSantis and his supporters are blasting CBS's 60 Minutes this week. It's over a story on how the vaccine was distributed throughout the state of Florida. The report claims that Publix was rewarded the vaccine distribution because of campaign contributions to the governor. Now, he denies those claims. NBC6 spoke with a veteran journalist about the 60 Minutes report, and the veteran says that the 60 Minutes story did not prove or provide proof of those claims. Instead, the report asked the question, why did the governor pick Publix? And then followed up immediately with a suggested answer claiming that weeks before being chosen, Publix had donated $100,000 to the governor's political action committee. But there's been no proof that one led to another. Well, one major cruise line is threatening to leave Miami if things don't change. The CDC is still holding up the red light, and there's still a no-sail order in place at U.S. ports like Port of Miami. Carnival Cruise Line is suggesting it may have no choice but to move its ships. COVID-19 hit the cruise industry hard. You may remember the virus spread quickly throughout the cruise ships during the early part of the pandemic. But 1 year later, the CDC has yet to allow ships to resume sailing. Carnival Cruise Line just canceled another round of trips until at least June 30th. The move is affecting local businesses.
They're the economic engine of downtown Miami, and they've been there for as long as I've been here, 29 years.
Carnival Cruise Line's releasing this statement saying in part, well, we have not made plans to move Carnival Cruise Line ships outside of our U.S. home ports. We may have no choice but to do so in order to resume our operations, which have been paused for over a year. As Florida's sugar harvest comes to an end, it is a bustling time in the field that produces millions of dollars for Big Sugar. Now, some of the workers are seasonal and non-citizens brought to this country. Now, the industry must certify to the government that no Americans are available to do the work. NBC6 investigator Tony Pipitone shows us why some say this is a lie.
Sugar is king in Clewiston, America's sweetest town. And the bottom line can get sweeter for U.S. Sugar Corporation the more it can lower costs of harvesting raw cane and hauling it by truck and rail to its refinery. For the 2019-2020 season, these American independent truckers started hauling trailers full of cane from U.S. sugar fields for Colusa Transport LLP, a partnership half-owned by general partner U.S. Sugar. But suddenly they say Big Sugar caused them big pain.
They only let us work 2 weeks. They fire us without any explanation, without saying anything. They use us.
Some say they invested more than $10,000 to get their trucks ready to earn what this contract promised to be $30 an hour, up to 7 days a week, for up to 8 months. Now they say U.S. Sugar and Colusa Transport LLP were blowing smoke, or, as their lawsuit claims, conspiring to defraud them by lying to them and the U.S. government. Something both companies denied in court. In this August 2019 letter, U.S. Sugar's agent tells the feds it has an emergency situation and harvested crop will rot in the field unless it can hire 50 foreign workers with H-2A visas. In its application, U.S. Sugar certified there are insufficient U.S. workers available in the area capable of performing the work. But the workers' attorney says
that was, of course, untrue because my clients were here, they were able to do the work, and they had contracts to do so.
And they say they wanted to finish the work.
There
are not many options. If you want to work, you have to work with them.
The final insult, they learned they were replaced with foreign workers making $11.24 an hour driving Calusa's trucks.
So yo me sentí como que nos traicionaron, que nos mintieron.
I felt like they betrayed us. They lied to us. They used us.
In their lawsuit, they claimed U.S. Sugar filed false and misleading applications with the feds, while Calusa made false representations to and concealed facts from the drivers.
The only reason why these contracts were canceled was that foreign H-2A workers came to take their jobs.
But U.S. Sugar and Calusa say that's not so, seeking to dismiss in court what they called scandalous fraud and conspiracy claims, arguing the visa workers were hired as employees of U.S. Sugar while the truckers were independent contractors for Calusa. So there was no fraud. We went to Calusa offices in Hendry County for comment, but no one answered the door. In a statement to NBC6, Calusa would only say this relates to a private commercial contract dispute Calusa is currently working to resolve. But for the truckers whose lives were upended, it's also about U.S. Sugar and what they allege were its un-American ways. Tony Pipitone, NBC6 News.
Well, pediatricians say there has been a drop in flu and common cold cases. Doctors at Joe DiMaggio's Children's Hospital say they virtually eliminated influenza from children in our area. Health experts are pointing to more hand washing, social distancing at school, and everyone wearing masks as the reason. Well, thanks for watching The 6. Remember, you can follow the latest news on air and online at NBC6.com and by downloading the NBC6 app. I'm Constance Jones.